if you as a Black man was created in the image of the Creator, then therefore it is your birthright to be able to manifest. Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for joining me with another episode of Still Growing. It's Judy. That's right, Judy with 2 Ds. Now, if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me. And if you are a subscriber, oh, you don't know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up again. So today's video is a continuation of yesterday's video, which is on spirituality. And not just any spirituality, African spirituality. The first religion ever on earth. And so this is where you get Christianity from, you get Buddhism from, you get Islam from. All of those other religions stem from African spirituality, and in particular, Kamitan religion. So in the previous video, I was saying that there is 4 great principles, and we spoke about the first one, which is that the great supreme being is one. It's all-encompassing divinity, the all-inclusive, all-embracing spirit, which prevail all and who is the ultimate essence of all. So basically, it is the God who not only brings itself into existence, but also bring creation into existence and is creation. And so the Creator not just creates itself, but it also manifests everything else into existence. And it would lend itself then to believe that if you as a Black man was created in the image of the Creator, then therefore it is your birthright to be able to manifest. And so you may not manifest necessarily as the great supreme being in being able to create mountains and create life, but nevertheless, you are an unstoppable force. If only we're able to understand who we are and to move from ignorance into wisdom. If as a people, we're able to move out of ignorance and be able to understand who we are, where we came from, what force that we have within us that we're not able to manifest. As a people, there's so much that we don't know about ourselves and know about our abilities. Our ancestors were able to do such great things. Up to today, we still are unable to figure out how the pyramids around the world were built. Not just the ones in Africa, because our people traveled the world way before other people were even crawling out of the caves. And so that DNA still lives within us. It only lends itself to the truth that by knowing ourselves, then we're able to move out of this place of ignorance into true wisdom. So that being said, let's move on to the second great truth. And it says, the lack of righteousness brings shackle to the personality, and these shackles cause ignorance of the divine. There is an African proverb that says, there is 2 roads that man travels. One road leads to Ma'at, which is righteousness, and the other road leads to satisfying your animal instincts. So basically, you always have a choice. And whatever your choice is, determine the outcome of your life. That's a general principle which everyone should already know. But when you're thinking of life in the sense that there is a force, an evil force, that is out of your control, then you do not see the fact that you have a choice. But African spirituality teaches you that from birth, you have a choice, and you will always have a choice. And those choices determine the outcome of your existence. So you can think about this in another way, such that There are two types of people in this world: those who are spiritually awakened and those who are living in ignorance. Now, don't get me wrong, there are lots of good people in this world. Nevertheless, there can be good people, loving people, caring people. But the fact of the matter is, if you're not spiritually awake, then that means that attached to your personality is negativity and negative karma. And eventually what will happen is that negative karma will lead to error, making mistakes, making the wrong choices. And eventually that will lead to pain and suffering, which is the result of our karmic energy. Because it's not just what's good for us, but what is just and good for not just mankind, but for the earth and the universe in which we dwell. So unrighteousness is selfishness, it's greed, it's jealousy, it's envy, and it's ignorance. There's another African proverb that says, there is no darkness like the darkness of ignorance. Unrighteousness leads to untruth. And once you're dealing with untruth, you begin to fall from the graces of humanity, which at this point you're living in a life of illusions. And sometimes we can see the illusion, but we still refuse to look at something else. Over the 20th century, for example, science have proven that all matter is composed of elements, and all elements are composed of energy. Yet we know this to be a scientific fact, and yet we still refuse to believe in African spirituality that says that everything is energy. And the God that exists as part of creation. We refuse to look at the native religion that still talks about the importance of the relationship with the relationship with the land, the relationship with everything on earth. We know that this chair that I'm sitting on has energy. The camera that I'm speaking through, the light that's in the room, the book that's across me, the computer that's there, that it's all energy, and that it all vibrates at a different frequency. Myself as energy. Everything on earth is connected through that energy. This is not about Christianity, but Christianity that says God is on one side and the creation, the things that are created, are on the other side. But they're not. We have learned scientifically that they are not. I think it's called the nun. We are all part of that unseen energy and frequency and existence and life. You may define life in different ways, but it's still alive. It's just depending on the level of enlightenment or consciousness, if you will. It's important to understand the greatness of creation. It's not just man that was created to control the earth, but that everything was created to live in harmony. If we do not understand that greatness of creation, then the mysteries of the universe will elude us. And then we